Welcome. Today we will talk about the fourth whorl of the flower, that is gynoecium. Gynoecium is the fourth whorl of the flower and it is the innermost whorl and it is the female reproductive part and it is made up of carpels or megasporophylls. Megaspore bearing leaves are called megasporophylls. We have already discussed each and every part of flower is a modified leaf. Calyx is a modified leaf. Corolla is a modified leaf. Androecium is a modified leaf. Otherwise called microsporophylls. Microspore bearing leaves are called microsporophylls. And here the megaspore bearing leaves are called megasporophylls. It is called carpels. Carpel is a modified leaf which are folded along its midrib and fuses at its ventral suture. Then you will get three parts. The basal solen portion is called ovary, and the slender portion is called style, and the topmost portion is called stigma. Right? The number of carpels in a gynoecium vary in different flowers. Each carpel has three parts. The basal solen portion, here you can see the basal solen portion is called ovary, and the slender portion is called style, and the topmost portion is called stigma. Inside the ovary, there is a special type of tissue called placentum. Upon the placentum, ovules are developed. The mode of arrangement of ovules on the placentum called placentation, that we will see in the next class. Right? Based on the number of carpels, ovary is named as monocarpellary ovary, bicarpellary ovary, presence of two carpels, tricarpellary, three carpels. Example, cocos, coconut, canceri, three carpels. Then tetracarpellary, four carpels. Pentacarpellary, if you take a hibiscus, there you can see five carpels are there. Pentacarpellary. More than five we call it as multicarpellary ovary. Example, annona. So based on the number of carpels. Then cohesion of carpels. Cohesion means fusion. If the carpels are fused together, then it is called a syncarpus. If the carpels are fused or united together, then it is called syncarpus. If the carpels are free from one another, each carpel has its own style and stigma, then it is called apocarpus pistil. Example, mycelia. Then syncarpus, can see poppy, papaver. Carpels are united together. Then it is called united together, then it is called syncarpus. Free from one another, then it is called apocarpus. Right? Then chamber. We call it as locules in an ovary. The ovary encloses onto many chambers called the locules. Usually the number of locules in a syncarpus ovary corresponds to the number of carpels. Right? If the three carpels are fused, then you will get three chambers are there. Sometimes the locules may be doubled. As in the case of datura, the gynoecium is bicarpellary, syncarpus. Two carpels and they are fused together. That is bicarpellary, syncarpus. But you can see four locules in the ovary, four chambers in the ovary due to the formation of falsetta. So based on the number of locules or chambers, the ovary is named or described as unilocular ovary, bilocular ovary, ovary with the two chambers or locules, trilocular, tetralocular, pentalocular, and multilocular ovary. Right? Here you can see bilocular, example brinjal, you can see two chambers. Trilocular, the case of tomato, there you can see three chambers. Multi-chambers or multilocular, as in the case of citrus. Pentalocular, as in the case of gossypium. Right? Based on the number of locules. Then style, kinds of styles. The position of styles, there may be three types of styles are there. Terminal style. The style is placed on the top of the ovary, then it is called a terminal style. Sometimes the style arises from one side of the ovary, then it is called lateral style. As in the case of mango, there you can see the lateral style. Sometimes the stylis arises from the base of the gynoecium or the bottom portion of the gynoecium ovary. Then it is called gynobasic style, as in the case of Ocimum and Salvia. There you can see the gynobasic style. See the Tura, you can see the terminal style. The style arises from the terminal position of the ovary. Then the case of mango, there the style arises from one side of the ovary. Then it is called lateral style. In the case of salvia, the style arises from the bottom portion of the ovary. Then it is called gynobasic style, right? Then the style, sometimes the style is hollow. You can see a lacuna or cavity inside this. Such type of styles are called hollow style. Sometimes the style is with a tissue, then it is called solid style, right? Then coming to stigma, the topmost portion or the pollen receptive portion of the style is called stigma. In some cases, as in the case of opium, there is no style. The stigma is placed just above the ovary. Then it is called sessile. The shape of the stigmatic lobe, that varies from species to species. Sometimes you can see disc-like stigmatic lobe. Such stigmas are called discoid. Sometimes spherical in shape, then it is called globose. Sometimes the stigmatic lobes are seen in linear and narrow, then it is called linear. Long and narrow, then it is called linear stigma. Sometimes the stigma is in feather-like manner, then it is called plumose stigma. Then dumbbell-shaped stigma is there, capitate, hood-like stigma. In the case of Ixora, there you can see the stigma is forked, then it is called bifid stigma. Sometimes the stigmatic lobe secretes a sticky liquid for catching pollen grain. Example, Cleome viscosa. Such stigma is called sticky stigmatic lobes. Right? Could you follow me? Here you can see cap-like stigma, capitate, feather-like stigma, plumose, disc-like stigma, discoid, dumbbell-shaped stigmatic lobes. Then linear, long and narrow, then it is called linear. Hood-like, as in the case of poppy. Then bifid, Ixora, you can see stigmatic lobe is forked, that is called bifid stigma. Then capitate stigma, lamellate stigmatic lobes are there. So, based on the position of gynoecium on the thalamus, there are three types of flowers. There are three types of flowers. One is called hypogynous. Thalamus is in this, the gynoecium is in the superior position. Gynoecium is placed on the top of the thalamus. All other flower buds arises just beneath the gynoecium. Such flowers are called hypogynous flowers. Gynoecium is in the superior position. Sometimes the gynoecium is half inferior and half superior in position, then it is called perigynous flowers. Sometimes the gynoecium is seen inferior in position, all other floral buds arises from the rim of the thalamus cup. Such flowers are called epigynous flowers. Hypogynous flowers, ovary superior position, half inferior, half superior position, then it is called perigynous flowers. Gynoecium is inferior in position, then it is called epigynous flowers. So based on the position of the gynoecium, we can classify the flowers. With this, we can stop today's class. The next class, we will discuss the various types of placentation. Thank you very much.